ANDI seeks to promote early childhood education for children with disabilities. They organize fun activities in Dagorreti and Kasarani sub-county schools. Take a look at that story.
The Ready Steady Go project by the Action Network for the Disabled seeks to promote access to early childhood education for children with disabilities.
ANDI is an organization that works with children and youth with disabilities, and the reason why we are here is because we are promoting inclusive education, and one of the ways that we do that is by empowering children with or without disabilities to join in play. So this is a community event where we invite parents, teachers and schools from other areas. So in here we have 5 schools, and these are the schools that we work with. So this is a project that has been running under one of our partners, and it's called Inclusive Play or Ready Steady Go, RSG. So basically that's what we've been doing in 2 areas, Kasarani and Dagorreti.
On the 5th and 12th December 2022, they held inter-school fun activities to further the interaction and inclusivity.
The schools are basically, they're mainstream schools. So we are trying to discourage special schools, because you'll find in the special schools the kids are treated very special. But when it comes to the mainstream schools where they're integrated, it works better. So the schools we chose are all public schools, they're government schools. So one, for the continuation of the program after it has ended, but also the importance of the teachers in these schools to know that it's possible for them to educate children with disabilities.
With the theme, Let Our Classrooms Reflect Our Vision of Equality and Justice for All, the day was full of activities such as football, sack races, singing and dancing. Nancy from the Action Network for the Disabled, aka ANDI, says the choice of young children is to instill the virtue of inclusive at an early age.
Normally inclusion starts at a very young age. So you'll find when we are very young, we don't know the differences of if someone has a disability or not. So in having such an inclusive space, children with disability can see the other children without, and the other way around also, without can see children with. So starting very early, they get that idea that there's inclusion and inclusion is possible. So you'll see among the children, you've seen there are some with disability, some without disability, but if you look at it, they are all playing together and they are not seeing the differences. So for us as an organization, we aim for these children to grow up knowing that inclusion is possible.
Wangi, a teacher at Kinyanjui Road Primary School, agrees that it is easy for children to adapt at an early age.
We had hosted games for the preschool, that is PP1, PP2, children who have disabilities, and we were looking at a way of incorporating them so that they can come together and have games, fun, together from the surrounding schools in Dagorreti constituency, and the day has been very good. The children have enjoyed, their parents have accompanied them, and they have really appreciated the work the teachers have done for them. The group that had brought on this is known as ANDI, and this is Action Network on Disabilities. They had brought together children with hearing impairments, physical impairments, and other such problems or impurities with the children. I find the activity very important because it has made the children feel part of a community, appreciated, and they have really enjoyed the day. Okay, PP1 and PP2 are now, or today, are a part of the bigger school, that is the primary school, having been integrated in the same around 2014. And this has really been a good thing because there has been that seamless transition from preschool to school, and we are finding it so good. Now when we incorporate the hearing impaired, it even becomes better because they become part of the school large community, and this one encourages them to feel part of the school and eventually adapt and feel that they are part of the bigger school, and they end up doing even better. These children, we refer to them as different abled or abled differently, and apart from that physical disability or impairment, mentally the child is okay and easy to adapt to the others or even to the environment of playing and such. The child also feels that it's part of the greater environment, and sports being very important as a form of integration, they have really liked the day, and the sports have really helped.
Salome, who is a curriculum support officer, says that they do assessment and placement of learners with disabilities and at the same time sensitize and create awareness.
We normally do assessment and placement for children with disability. We assess them and then place them to school, and others we also refer them to hospital. Depending on the condition that a child has. When we talk about learners with special needs, we normally create awareness, and we normally work together with other partners, especially when they talk about inclusive, because we want to sensitize parents that, or even the nation, that children with special needs have also the rights like any other child, and they can do things like any other child. When it comes to competing, like today, when they were playing games, you saw the way that our children were playing together with other children. They were able to run, play football, tug of war. They did it very well. So we just wanted to at least to sensitize people, or even to create awareness that our children are also able. They can also do just like any other child. Having a special need does not mean you cannot be able to, you cannot perform. Even a child with special needs can also perform like any other child. And the condition that they are in, it is not contagious. So people should not fear. They should interact with these children freely. Not only the children, even the adults. We should interact with them freely, knowing that it is not contagious. You play with them together, when they come to your school, they will infect your children. So they are just normal children. As we give birth to children, when we give birth to children with special need, they are also children, just like any other child. So hakuna haja ya kusema ya kwamba mtoto amezaliwa na akona special need na kuna utofauti yoyote. They can just do like any other child.
With government support in such activities, there is hope for its sustainability.
We want inclusive education. So when I see watoto wetu wamechanganyika hivi, mimi nasikia vizuri sana in my heart, because naona tume-accept hawa watoto wetu wabao wako na disability na wako mashuleni yetu.
Here is the tip for the day.
Normally inclusion starts at a very young age. So you'll find when we are very young, we don't know the differences of if someone has a disability or not. So in having such an inclusive space, children with disability can see the other children without, and the other way around also. Without can see children with. So starting very early, they get that idea that there is inclusion and inclusion is possible.
Let's take a look at the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities.
Article 25 of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities states that state parties shall, Part B, provide those health services needed by persons with disabilities, specifically because of their disabilities, including early identification and intervention as appropriate, and services designed to minimize and prevent further disabilities, including among children and older persons.
We have come to the end of our show for today.
But be sure to join us every other Saturday when time and space allows. My name is Jane Theory.
I'm Ruth Mweni.
Goodbye.